Question: Am I gay, or how do I, or am I trans? Does the trans tribe apply to me? Does the gay tribe apply to me? And we're just going to talk about labels tonight. It's a very difficult question talking about labels because I'd rather identify as and I'd rather identify myself, as I've said in videos and that previously. I don't want to go by what a label is. However, sometimes we have to, and we have to put labels down. And it's quite difficult question, really, because in some certain situations you might not fit in with one label, then you might, in other situations you might fit in that label, and other situations where the label's different or whatever. For example, I am autistic, got Asperger's syndrome, and if I want support for mental health, or if I want support for mental health within that sector of the NHS, they cover it as a mental health issue. However, if I want my COVID or flu injection, that part of the NHS covers it as a learning disability. So it's quite strange, really, because the NHS, you don't identify with one label for one thing, but you identify as that label for something else. And basically, it's just a little bit of and that kind of thing around that. So some certain situations, I put both. I put learning disability and mental health. Some other forms ask me. Some other forms do put autistic or neurodiverse vertical or whatever. So it's quite hard to fit in or to understand what's going on with different labels and that. So with sexuality and gender, do I identify as gay, straight, or bisexual, lesbian, or what? So I do have confusion about my gender and sexuality. I don't know how far I want to go with it, or how far I would like to go with it. I am on waiting lists, and I'm just trying to work out what I want in my own head. And I am living as a male still. I go out dressed a couple of times a week, and it's not full time or anything yet. I was dressing every day on holiday on a night, and it was like, yeah, I'm dressing on holiday, and felt really comfortable doing it and that kind of thing. But it's about fitting in, knowing what's right for me. So, some websites I am on, and like Grindr, other dating sites, it's got the trans tribe. You can put the trans tribe or the trans label if you're exploring your gender and sexuality, or if you're attracted to transgender people or whatever. So I have had a bit of abuse with Grinder, with people on Grinder, about using the trans tribe, or using the trans using the trans wording on Grinder. I've had some people telling me that Grinder's for gay men, and I shouldn't be on Grinder. However, as I say, there's that section there where it's for men seeking transgender women or looking for transgender support, or for trans looking for transgender support. Also, on dating profiles and that, I do have profile pictures of me in a dress, got the girls out, and looking fabulous. But but I I've been messaged off. I've been messaged from transgender individuals on that site as well, telling me to remove the trans label because I'm not one of us and that kind of thing. So it's getting a little bit confusing and that kind of thing because one lot of people are telling you that you shouldn't be fitting in with this label or whatever. I used to speak to this transgender lass and that online, through Snapchat and that as well a while back, and she said it's psychotic behaviour that's mentally deranged that needs sectioning or whatever. That because it's not normal for a guy to want to wear ladies' clothes and still be attracted to gender women. But it's like people. She's saying I'm weird, but it's like I found her a bit hypocritical in that as well because she's will have had to start off with her journey and that in a similar way to what I am. Everyone's journey path's different and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just about understanding what I want to be and why. I've had people telling me that I'm gay because I'm attracted to transgender women because transgender women were born men. I am not attracted to a man in the male form, but if I see a nice transgender woman and that I see them as female and that kind of thing, you don't. If someone that's transgender doesn't disclose the fact if the pre-op or post-op, or disclose the fact that the transgender or whatever before you've met, or if they've had surgery or not, how are you going to know what's in the downstairs area or what's in their underwear without with without them telling you or showing you or whatever? I'm not trying to offend anyone or whatever, but sometimes you could talk to someone and they don't look, you wouldn't be able to tell that they were transgender or whatever, and how you're going to know if they were actually born female or born male at birth without your known sometimes, and a lot of people who have undergone gender reassignment can legally change the birth certificate and the gender and all documents. So yet again, you can't tell. Yet again, you won't be able to tell if they show your identification. So it's just a little bit heated up at the moment for people trying to get me to identify as a specific label or whatever. However, I do want to date feminine women or transgender women, but if I am dressed femininely and they support me femininely, wouldn't that make me close to being a lesbian? Or bis- I don't know if bisexual would come in there because I'm not attracted to men. But yet again, it's confusing me. So yeah, I just identify as Damian and that kind of thing, and it's quite difficult in that at times. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult and a little bit hard to understand sometimes. I have basically got a couple of ideas in the pipeline for what I want to do next and moving on forward with my plan. I was a little bit annoyed at the weekend. I don't know if I put it in a video I might have, but I was a little bit annoyed because I received, so it's in the living room somewhere. I'd received a letter to say that I'd been discharged and from mental health services, secondary mental health services, and I'm like, great, I've got what I want. I've been discharged, and it clarified that I've been discharged. Huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and I found out on New Year's Day, and it felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Got the clarification message last week, and the same day I'd received another letter to say from another service that I was looking into, to say that look, they can't, uh, to say that they, to say that they can't work with me because I'm still open to community mental health team in Hartlepool. However, Hartlepool's not my hometown, but I know why they were trying to get me into a team out of area and that kind of thing because, as I said before, I've had previous issues. So I was like, right, phoned them up and explained that I'd received this letter and it's stating that I'm still under Hartlepool or whatever. I had explained that I'm still with Hartlepool, that I'm not still with Hartlepool, sorry, and I've been discharged. I've got the letter to say that I've been discharged. They were like, we'd spoke to management on the 6th of December, no, the 6th of January, to say that you are still open to, that you're still open to Hartlepool, and they want to put ideas together or plans together. However, I did try explaining that I'd received an email before from the that I did try explaining that I'd received an email from the complaints team the that morning as well to say that I was still open to say that I'd been discharged from secondary care or whatever. But she said we've been told. So I'd rang a few other people in that as well, different areas, different people saying different things. One lady that I hadn't even heard of said she'll ring me back, or which she hasn't. Or told someone that she knows quite a lot about me and I am open to community mental health and I've not been discharged yet. And then other people are like, they don't know anything about it. And that kind of thing. I'd spoke to someone from my previous, this secure outreach transitions team today. They were like, I've been discharged fully and they're gonna let uh the other team and that know that have been discharged, and I'm waiting to hear back from the doctors as well just to try to clarify some stuff there. There's some other stuff that I've been looking at for medication wise and that, but I don't really want to be going on medication for mental health because I just feel like people think that that's the miracle cure and that, and I don't. I want to be able to work at this and to solve it in my own way or with support in the correct way, not relying on tablets all the time. But yeah, it's just about getting to a better understanding and that kind of thing, and getting to a better understanding about what's going on. I did delete the emails from citizens. I did delete the emails from the complaints team and that, but they basically said that I wasn't open to secondary care and that anymore. But then other people have contradicted it and that kind of thing. I have had issues like this before, a couple of years ago, about just over a year ago now, with a previous doctor's surgery, and they were like, "You need to contact West Park. You need to work with West Park for your mental health," even though that I'd sent them discharge letters. That they were still saying I was open to them, but my doctor is quite on board with it, and she's looking at options and that. I'm going to do regular appointments and that monthly. Monthly, I'm looking forward to that. I have found that this software that I'm using is brilliant and it's perfecting things and that. I know that there is a couple of times where I have to be clear with it, and I've read it back, and that's not the message that I'm trying to get out. So I'm having to retype it again or change little bits and then get it to change again. And yeah, I'm quite having some fun with that actually. But yeah, I'm using that in conjunction with the text reader so that I can type up what I'm saying and use the text reader to get it grammatically correct. Then I use this other software to change it and use the text reader to hear it back. It is a long, tedious process, but I'm really enjoying it, and it is helping with my communication. And looked at my, it's if someone hadn't known that I was using this software, or hadn't not if someone hadn't known that I was using this software, they wouldn't know that it's from me. This communication, it is helping, and I'm really enjoying it, and that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a couple of other issues as well. I am trying to get transferred from employment and support allowance to universal credit, but I want citizens advice help with that. A lady had emailed me today asking if I could make an appointment with her for next week, but she wasn't aware that I'd already booked an appointment in with this guy and that kind of thing. So she now understands, so I've still messaged her to see if I need to see her. But generally, I am trying to work on a bit more of a plan with my communication therapist and the job centre. I have been trying to get in touch with the job centre for over about 2 years now, but they don't get back in touch, and that I think once you get put on the support group or whatever, they just bin you off. But it's like I have tried ringing before, and they've said because I haven't rang back within 4 hours or whatever, they got a bit funny with me, bit arsy or bit arsy, saying that I should have really rang back within 4 hours, and they said we'll get put you down for another call and that, and they stated that if I miss an appointment or whatever, I could be sanctioned. But I'm like, I don't know why you're speaking to me like that, because I'm doing this off my own back. I'm doing this off my own back, and I generally want to get some extra support and that kind of thing. But this was a while back. But everything that I do is off my own back because I'm voluntary. And it's like, I have been looking at local colleges and that kind of thing as well, but local colleges are saying that my needs too complex or whatever, so I'm just trying to work in conjunction with everyone, just try to get that I want to work with, that I'm comfortable working with, and I'm a little bit annoyed with some forms and that because they're not going to implement the changes that I need for the police and that because they don't see that mental health is a police matter. But if you're in the crisis team do. But even with the dream, the crisis team have stated that it's a police matter before, so because the thought process is there. But yeah, it's trying to get people to understand on the same page. But I was panicking this morning because I had a dream and I didn't know if it had to go through the police. But yeah, it's like I've spoke to a mental health nurse before, and she said if she watches a film or something with a violent storyline or a dark storyline or whatever before she goes to bed, and she watches it, it like gives her intrusive dreams and that as well. In the past, mental health professionals have told me it's normal to get intrusive thoughts and that when you're extremely angry or annoyed. But then my previous doctor was like, it's not normal to get intrusive thoughts and feelings when you're angry or annoyed. I don't, he didn't know why people were telling me, but generally, I'm feeling a lot better in that. I'm trying to laugh about the situation, but just trying to slow myself down, give myself a little bit of breathing space, ideas to work on. I've got the guy coming tomorrow for uh I've got the guy coming for my X-ray tomorrow. The boiler service tomorrow, not my X-ray. I've got to go to the hospital for a X-ray, not an X-ray, but an ultrasound on my neck. I thought it was the thing that I had on my neck a while back in hospital, but it's not. It's um ultrasound on my neck. I thought it was this thing that I had before with the dye and that, but it's not. That's a Bavarian swallow. But it's like, yeah, might go for something to eat and drink first, but I did have to check the paperwork and that kind of thing because I know with ultrasounds and that they sometimes want you to fast for so many hours or want you to drink liquids, clear liquids or whatever. But yeah, got some appointments in line. I've got ideas and that I want to bring out, that I want to work with other people with. I'm really excited in that, but it's like things aren't moving fast enough for me, but I need to know to slow myself down. That kind of thing. I've seen a nice sparkly dress for going to see Kylie in next year. This year, sorry. But my mum's saying that it's hideous. I did want to get it. It was £45 reduced to 17, but mum's saying it's hideous and she won't go with me to see Kylie if I buy it anyway. So yeah, I'm just trying to. I like it. I like it, but she doesn't. But yeah, it's just about having a bit of a laugh. I'm starting to laugh at myself more now and starting to laugh at the scenario and what's going on. It's like I just find new ways and that to keep myself busy, to keep myself occupied. I've got the money sorted for the boiler and the paperwork and that out ready for the guy tomorrow. And yeah, I've got ideas that I want to work on and bring out. The doctor's already looking into other stuff about the next stages and that. But yeah, I have generally never dated before. I would like to meet more trans women or more transgender women within my age range and local area. Um, I've met transgender women and that, yes, but the more younger, and they're like some of them are younger than me, some of them are older. Even at the social groups and that I go to, some of them were like more older than me, or like older enough to be parents or younger. And there was some social groups where I went and they were of a similar age, but they were more female to male or whatever. But it's like I want to meet people, get out there and socialise and dating. I keep getting blocked on dating sites. I have no idea why. I've been using this software and that to jazz up my dating profile and to make me a bit more stand out, a bit more irresistible to women. But generally, just trying to. Generally, I'm trying to play the field, or I'm not working, or it's not working. I haven't even played the field yet, but haven't even met one woman yet. But yeah, a lot of people wonder why I talk to transgender women and that more. I feel like I can associate and I feel like I can relate to transgender women more. Plus, in the past, when I've had experiences in that on dating sites, most of the responses back are from transgender women and that kind of thing. So I feel like I can relate more to transgender women and that kind of thing. It's not like I target transgender women. People think because I'm attracted to transgender women and I want to talk to transgender women, then I'm targeting transgender women. But could you say that? Could you say that if a guy was attracted to cis women, could you say that because he's online wanting to date cis women, then he's targeting cis women? Get my point? But yeah, it's like I know what sort of path that I want to go down, and I don't want to go down a dark path again like I did last year. I know that I'd already had options and that to look into before I decided about the discharge and that. Before I decided about the discharge anyway. But I know that it couldn't have worked because I was still traumatized about what had happened with previous services, and I don't want to be in a situation again where they're bringing plans in. You need to follow this. You need to follow that. All the guidelines and recommendations only, and then it's like we need to report this to the police. You do realise that when you're talking about your mental health, you're actively breaking the law. That's what the police and solicitors say. And I'm like, it just gets very distressing in that because I get conflict of information and that kind of thing. It is looking positive, and I do have ideas that I want to bring in, fluctuate. But yeah, thank you. and good night. Thank you. Bye.